I think especially for the American public, these terms get used a lot, but nobody ever explains what they mean. And so I thought I should try to give a very simple explanation so that people have the basic understanding of the terms. But the more important thing was for the film to explain what capitalism really does do to them. And it's not their friend. It has made life difficult for many, many people. And there's an unequal distribution of the wealth. That's pure and simple what the problem is. And as President Obama said to Joe the plumber on that fateful day in Ohio, you know, wouldn't it be better if we spread the wealth around a bit?
And is that what you're doing in a way by showing this movie? Is that you try people to convince that they have to spread the wealth?
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. I hope that people will want to respond to their better selves, you know, to do what's right. And there's nothing right about where the upper 1%, the top 1%, own what they own is in terms of financial wealth is equal to the 95%. It's just crazy.
It almost feels that with this movie, all the subjects you've touched in your other movies come together.
Yes, I think that's true. But I've been doing this for 20 years. I started with a film that was about capitalism, General Motors, and what they did in my hometown of Flint, Michigan. Here we are 20 years later. General Motors has gone bankrupt this year. The town that I'm from is in even worse shape than when I made Roger and Me. And so there's a real frustration on my part that things have not changed. In fact, they've gotten worse. And so I've made this movie in the hopes that things will get better.
Do you make the movie for Americans or do you make it for an international audience?
Because I make it for Americans. And then the movie exists for an international audience to take a look at what Americans are doing and my view of America. I think that's helpful for Europeans and others to see what you know, to see America through my eyes. Maybe it's a viewpoint that they don't necessarily get on CNN or whatever. So I think that's why my movies do well overseas, because it allows you to have a glimpse at the United States, you know, from a different source than the mainstream media. But primarily I'm making these films because I make them for my fellow Americans in the hopes that we can do better and be better.